And next up, we have a 20s flapper girl. Please welcome Zelda Fitz. Hi Zelda. In recent weeks, there has been a lot of attention about the term feminism and what it means to people. Here to comment straight from the Roaring 20s, Zelda Fitz. Welcome to the show, Zelda.
Well, thanks for having me, doll. I tell you, the show is just the bee's knees. But let's make this snappy. I got a jazzy shindig to go to, and I plan to be swinging all night.
Well, sure, we wouldn't want to keep you. Now, in the Roaring 20s, where you're from, the women's suffrage movement is still pretty significant. You'll be happy to know that a lot has changed for women's rights throughout history.
Ducky, you mean us ladies finally are equal to you men? We have what you fancy folk call feminism. Has it actually happened?
Well, not exactly, Zelda. Many people feel the term feminism just means that women think they're better than men, or even worse, man-haters.
Well, that's just poppycock. I'm not about to get me a big old handcuff around my finger, but I would never say that I was a man-hater. Why, they're the cat's meow. I love men, and I've heard they love me. If you get my drift.
I think I do. So you think equality between men and women is something our society should pursue even further?
Why, of course. Us dames are tough enough to keep up with you men. I've heard women can even be soldiers now, which makes sense. They can bleed for weeks, and they still won't die. But all kidding aside, simply showing any acknowledgement or understanding that gender inequalities women face is a huge step to ending this issue. The unwillingness to engage in conversation over the issue only prolongs the problem.
Well said, Zelda.
On that note, I've got to see a man about a dog. Toodles, doll.
Zelda Fitz, everyone. Okay, everyone, next up we have Mrs. Ann Watson.
Hi, hello.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you? And thank you for having me.
I'm doing well, thank you. Let's get down to business. First off, do you mind sharing with us what a typical day in your life is like?
Of course. Well, when I first wake up, I prepare breakfast for the family. Then I put a fresh pot of coffee on for my husband. When the kids wake up, have breakfast, I send them off to school. And then after that, I send my husband off to work. And until the kids get home, I just take care of the house.
And what does that entail?
I dust, I vacuum, I do the laundry, do the dishes, go grocery shopping, just things like that.
So that's how you spend your entire day?
Yep, and until the kids get home, then I help them with homework or anything else they need. And then around 4 o'clock, I start preparing dinner, so it's ready when my husband gets home at 5. Then when he gets home, we serve dinner, and I make sure he has a relaxing night, unwinds after a long day. Then I put the kids to bed, and around 9 o'clock, I myself go to bed.
Busy day, so you don't work yourself?
Oh no, my husband works, he supports our family, and my work is within the home, making sure everything is okay.
Mrs. Watson, have you ever thought about getting a job? I'm not sure if you know this, but right now women make up about 47% of the U.S. labor force. At this point in time, more women than ever are holding positions in the workplace.
I wouldn't dream of it. If I had a job, who would take care of the home? I work inside the home, make sure everything is okay, and my husband has a job, but 47%? That's interesting.
Yes, yeah, and it is. Would you consider yourself a feminist?
Oh, heavens no. I don't hate men. I love my husband.
Hate men? That's not what feminism is. In simple terms, being a feminist means you believe in equal rights for both men and women. It's not about hating people.
Really? I've just always been told feminists hate men, think they all need to be destroyed.
That's a very common misconception, but it's not the truth.
Well, Stephen, I guess you really do learn something new every day.
Yes, and I guess you do. It looks like we're just about out of time, but I want to thank you for joining us today. But I hope you take something away from our chat.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you so much for having me, and I will definitely have something to think about tonight when I'm doing the dishes. Goodbye.
Bye. And next up, Sarah.
Hey, Steven. Before we start, I want to let you know that you are a blessed and beautiful soul.
Thanks. So how do you feel about the possibility of America joining another overseas war?
Wow, chill out. We don't need another war in this country. Too many innocent people have already died.
So you don't think that these wars are being fought on your real ground, that nothing positive comes out of them?
Right on, Stephen. All these wars are just like the man keeping us down, you know? Big business profits and us little people, we just go to another country and like get killed. We gotta mellow out and realize that life is too short for all of this, you know what I mean?
So if you were the president, what would you do about the situation?
Wow. That is like a crazy question. I would say let's just like hop into my VW van and like just drive, you know? Like wherever you are, there you are.
Clearly you don't think America should have boots on the ground anywhere in the world. 60 Sarah, everybody.
Peace and love, everybody.
And here we have Lorenzo Rosselli, an equal rights activist, here to discuss the struggles LGBTQ individuals have had.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here. Can I just say your tie looks wonderful and really complements your complexion?
Thanks.
Where did you get it? I have my friend's ball to go to.
I don't know. It was picked for me. Anyways, moving forward, can you please discuss what you have done for the equal rights movement?
Of course. Remind me to get your stylist's phone number afterwards, because I really
Yes. Please answer the question.
Well, I was among hundreds of thousands that marched during Ronald Reagan's address on AIDS. We were so sick and tired of everyone saying AIDS was a gay disease. Like, seriously, how tacky is that?
Well, I don't see how any of this relates to tackiness, but can you go further into the march?
It was fabulous. It took till the end of his term for the president to publicly speak about AIDS. We felt like we were finally moving forward and getting the word out there. It was just like when Tyra Banks...
Please stay on topic.
I was going to say, it's like when Tyra Banks hits the runway, everyone pays attention. Duh, there was a point. Anyways, within 1 year of the speech, every household received a brochure to help Americans understand AIDS. Over 107 million were sent out. Unfortunately, some of you straight people didn't read it and still thought all of us gays were going to destroy America with our AIDS. Pathetic.
Thank you so much, Lorenzo. It was a pleasure to have you on the show.
No, the pleasure was mine.
And now to our next topic. She's a fashion icon, the wife to one of the most outspoken rappers of our day, and she's got some lovely lady lumps. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kim Kardashian.
It's Kardashian West now.
Of course it is. Congratulations on your marriage. I'm happy to see you've made it past the 72-day mark. So, Kim, I'm assuming you're well informed on the current events surrounding ISIS. We hear that the terrorist group is making its way to the heart of Syria.
Isn't that near Athens?
That's Greece.
Isn't John Travolta in that?
No, I'm referring to the country Greece.
Yes, I visited the Parthenon.
Did you appreciate the architecture?
It was my favorite club, by far.
Well, I'm sure nightclubs are a haven for architecture. But moving on, ISIS is a brutally violent terrorist group that are abusive toward the women who are brought into their world. What's your position on the issue?
I, literally can't even. Literally. If I literally couldn't, I couldn't even. I can't.
Also in the news, the Ebola epidemic is rapidly spreading throughout South Africa.
That's funny, I didn't hear that on E! News.
Well, Kim, what do you think about...
Well, it's pretty obvious that Obamacare should be brought into this to, end this thing.
Closer to home, a man stepped off a plane from South Africa and directly into a Texas hospital the day he contracted the disease, and he died.
OMG, is that near LA?
Well, it's time to wrap it up here. Kim Kardashian West, thank you for offering such insightful thoughts. Thank you for watching the Weekday Update. Good night.